And we're live.
Oh shit, we're live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Sandy Check podcast. I'm your host, Big Iron, the atomic cowboy dinosaur from the middle of nowhere, and my boy, the BombertKaboom.
I explode.
He does. He gets really excited and explodes. Hopefully, not too excited today. Actually, this is actually a pretty exciting podcast. This is a first for our podcast and for our listeners. You want to tell what we're doing today, Bombert?
Retro movies of our past.
We're going back to the past and we're reviewing movies of our past, obviously.
Gotta get back. Back to the past, Samurai Jack.
No, but so we had a big discussion about what movies we were going to review from the past, and Bomber, you and I, we grew up during the 90s. That was the big thing, you know?
Yeah.
Or what was the biggest what was the biggest thing in the 90s? At least the middle 90s, 1995?
Well, the bit in the 90s was big. Around that time, it was like Power Rangers, Pokemon,
Batman the animated series and the Marvel shows on Fox Kids.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about one of those franchises today. And the first superhero movie I saw as a child in theaters. This movie is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. Oh boy. Okay, so I have not seen this movie in a good 15 years. How long has it been since you've seen it?
Till recently, about 2 hours ago. No, but before then, it was like, yeah, it was about like 12ish years ago, because I was like, you know what, I'll watch it just to, be like, hey, I remember the good old days. Oh, wow.
Yeah, this movie is interesting. Now, here's the thing. This movie's not bad, per se. It's not as bad as some people say. Like, there are problems with this movie. We'll get to them, but how about we start with a little bit of a synopsis? For those people who don't know what the fuck Power Rangers are, honestly, though, you really should know what the hell Power Rangers are by now. Do you want to do that synopsis, or do you want me to
Oh boy, because there's a history. Really, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers were originally, in the land of the rising sun, Japan, or Nippon, Super Sentai it was originally called. But
Indeed.
Back then, this was, I don't remember which of the incarnations it was.
It was Zyuranger.
Okay, there we go.
Actually, no, I watched a lot of Super Sentai.
So basically,
Yeah.
So basically, Saban, the guy who runs Saban Entertainment, got the idea to pitch the idea. If you want to watch more information about this, go to like Toys That Make Us.
Or if you also want to, there's a great documentary on the Power Rangers 2017 Blu-ray that just tells you like what happened pretty much. Also a movie we are also going to review since we're doing the Power Rangers movies, I guess, as a first trilogy, if you want to call it, maybe. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, the Kairu Sentai Suit Rangers here, yeah. And then
Zyuranger. Zyuranger.
And for a time, like when they were using, basically they had, the American actors do their thing, and then when they actually became to the fight scenes, quote unquote, it's just stock footage from that show. It's just been, you know, makes it look like it's, of this time.
Yeah,
Like they
they did the
they
they
touched it
spliced
up.
together two shows pretty much.
Yeah. But there's also times where when Mighty Morphin came out, there was also times where the teenager actors, the American actors, they actually did wear the suits at the time. Later in the seasons, when it got too popular.
You
Like
know what's funny?
what?
The Mighty Morphin era of this, like there's actually 3 seasons. And I watched them all a long time ago when I got back into Power Rangers, like kind of like 5-6 years ago. I watched pretty much every season up until what was it? I think it was Overdrive or something. I don't know. It was a long time ago, but pretty much the 3 seasons.
I was about to say, you watched Turbo too? Ooh.
I had to. I was not impressed. You think the movie's bad, the show is even worse. Which is funny because the actors from Turbo are really awesome people, and
Yeah.
when we criticize something, we're not criticizing the actors. Just so you know,
No,
like it's just the product
I've
itself.
I've always said this. Um, just a good actor can't save a bad property or a show
Nope.
or a movie. But
You should
anyway,
be more pissed off at the writers and producers and people
anyway,
like that. But
continue on.
anyway, yeah. So the big thing is this show is fucking huge, you know? And it's a pretty easy formula, you know? It's um Wizard in a Tube picks 5 teenagers with attitude to fight a
Rangers.
fucking yeah, Rangers. Um pick originally 5 Rangers with attitude to go off and become superheroes and fight a witch from a trash can, a dumpster, a
And
space
on the
dumpster
moon.
on the moon. They retconned it. It wasn't on the moon.
What? But
Later, it was a rogue planetoid. They said, I don't know. It makes more sense because I don't think it looks like the afternoon on the moon. Anyway, um, that's pretty much the whole basis of the show. Is it's a monster of the week formula where they fight the monster of the week sent by the villain. They do it twice pretty much in the show. They do it on foot with their ranger suits, and then the monster gets big, and then they fight it with their Zords, which are mechs that combine together.
sometimes these Zords they represent animals and stuff like that.
Yes.
Sometimes in the other incarnations they're cars or ships or whatever.
It's whatever the theme of the season is,
Yeah.
pretty much. And so this show got
I'm ready for the pirate one, damn it. When will they ever adapt that into America?
oh, they did. It's called Megaforce, and it was not good.
Oh,
You
that's
you
probably
missed out, buddy.
that's probably why.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything. Anyway, so long story short, this fucking show got popular and it was huge. Every kid loved this show. And it was making so much dough that Fox Studios saw what Saban was doing and they literally said, "So you want to do a movie?" Saban said yes, and this is what we got.
And then yeah, this is what we got right now.
So just so you know, this movie was directed by a guy named Brian Spicer, and his only movie he's ever directed was this one. He also did a movie called Mick Hale's Navy a few years later, and then he did a movie that I know a lot because my dad likes this movie is For Richer or Poorer, that has like Tim Allen and stuff, and Tim Allen in that one. Yeah, he did that movie. So there are points in this movie, by the way, that just scream, what's the word I want to say? Sitcom. It just has that look. That's why. The guy's a sitcom director, a TV director, so
Yeah.
there's why. Now the plot of the movie is pretty simple, and it also, this movie is not connected to the show. It's a set in its own continuity.
So if you're
So
if you're confused and what
that's
happens
why.
afterwards, that's why.
Yeah, because there is no connection to the original first season. Certain characters do not make an appearance in this movie. There's Jason doesn't make an appearance. Trini doesn't, and Zach doesn't. The original Red, Yellow, and Black Ranger do not make an appearance. They are instead switched out for Rocky, Aisha, and Adam, who is played by Johnny Bosch, the one of the greatest anime voice actors of all time.
Makes so much money just doing the same voice.
Hey, he makes a lot of money doing that.
I know, we love Johnny.
Love you, Johnny.
Love you, Johnny.
Also, I felt I got to meet him once at Anime Iowa.
I did too. I was with you.
Yeah, and we got his stuff signed. He looked so exhausted.
He looked so exhausted, but like we wanted to take a picture with him, but like the anime convention crew was just pushing on Saturdays. Like Johnny's like, "Don't you want to take a picture?" I'm like, "Johnny, what are we gonna go?"
He yelled out to you that. He's just like, "Don't go." He's
Don't
like, he
go.
looked.
Don't you want a picture?
Poor Johnny. Anyway,
I felt
I had no idea, but they were kicking us out.
I felt so bad with Johnny.
yeah.
I want to make up with
Anyway.
him sometime.
Don't worry, you'll probably see him some other time. He's everywhere. Anyway, the plot of the movie is pretty simple. Pretty much, the Power Rangers have been around for some time. But recently, Angel Grove, which is a city that they're in, they excavate. They dig up an ancient artifact that contains within it an alien being known as
Hang on.
Ivan
hang on.
fucking Ooze.
Hang on. You're skipping some poor parts of this movie.
I'm just doing the general synopsis. We'll talk about certain parts, but pretty much Rita and Zed and their crew, they use their magic, they open up the egg artifact. Ivan comes out, and then the Power Rangers have to take care of them. That's pretty much the basic plot of the movie. Now let's get into a little bit deeper. Skydiving.
Yeah.
Skydiving.
No. You know, you talk about how sometimes some movies literally drop you into certain situations. They literally drop us into skydiving.
It's great, though. It's such a cool sequence.
Because nothing screams the 90s like crazy.
I know. And the soundtrack. Oh my god, the soundtrack of this movie is so 1995. It's mwah.
It's got Devo, it's got Snap, got Van Halen, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Red Hot fucking Chili Peppers. It's got fucking Van Halen. It's got all these great songs. It is a literal time capsule of that year, pretty much.
And not only that, the Power Rangers Orchestra, the actual, like, you know, the theme song for this movie, it had like people from fucking Velvet Revolver and Guns N' Roses and in it. It was, what the fuck.
The song is epic as hell. Like, as much as I love the original show version with Ron Wasselman. Anyway, with Ron's version, the first version, it's so good. But this version it really fits this movie. Now,
it's like that. It's like that. Okay, we're just doing it. We just need to do a theme song for a movie about kids fighting an alien. Don't make it too epic. Makes it too way for fucking epic. The piano's on fire.
Oh yeah, it blows up. But so let's I guess we can kind of dive a little bit deeper into the movie. Like I said, you know, skydiving. They start off with skydiving. Actually, no, they start off with a title crawl and a voiceover like it's fucking Star Wars or Dune.
Like they're trying to be something important. Be like, all right, come on. We know what you want. You know what we want. Just come on. Just skip all that shit.
And the funny thing is, what I love about this movie is, or at least what I find amusing of this film, is that if you didn't know anything about Power Rangers beforehand, like nothing, and you saw that title scroll, you're like, wow, this movie must be like a Star Wars like epic. And then you watch the movie afterwards. You have been bamboozled.
Listen, okay. So we go skydiving, and then after that, we go to like
Construction site.
We go to the construction site where they accidentally unearth a giant egg. This not a literal egg. And
it's pretty much an egg.
It's pretty much an egg. And Lord Zed, Rita Repulsa, and the goons are like, they're like, whoa, I feel something. Oh my god. I know who this is. Let's go down there. They go down there to, release this morphological being, this fucking dark sorcerer named Ivan Ooze.
Who's apparently so powerful that Zordon imprisoned him a couple before the movie.
Yeah.
Like, he was so dangerous that he had to imprison him.
When you actually, sorry. I was like, when you actually see him, he doesn't look that threatening. And then he actually.
No. He's not, David. I'm sorry. He's not threatening. Not to me.
No.
He's hilarious. That's what he is.
He's got that swarminess. He's got that cockiness to it. He's like, oh yes, the Power Rangers. Like, he's so goofy, and I feel like the actor who's playing him is like, yeah, I'll fucking live this up.
So the actor who is playing him, playing Ivan Ooze, is Paul Freeman, who is also the main antagonist from Indiana Jones: The Raiders of the Lost Ark. He's
Belloc.
He's Belloc. Yeah. And I remember I saw a.
He's also in fucking Hot Fuzz.
Yes.
He was the reverend. He was the reverend in Hot Fuzz. Like, oh, fuck off, Grasshopper.
Yeah, fuck off, Grasshopper.
Go on.
But it's just like this movie. It doesn't take itself seriously at all.
It's a kids movie.
It is literally a kids movie. Like, they do not beat around the bush. This is I think it was rated PG.
Well, that's because of the violence and
yeah.
Certain fucking creatures get gored.
They die horribly.
Even though even though their blood is not technically blood, it was like, oh god.
Just splattered all over the place. Here, hold on a second.
And so yeah, they unearth the so basically they release Ivan Ooze into where it kind of sends like a signal to Zordon's the command center, and he's like, holy shit, and then he tells the Power Rangers, you get your asses over here right now.
I'm about to die.
Get the other asses right now. And they're like, look, we got some shit going on right now. Yeah, go over there. They're like, oh, okay.
I think the one thing that this movie does right. There's a few things that this movie does right, but the big thing is the fights are awesome. Like the choreograph, just the fight scenes are really good. When they're not silly. You there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think the fights with the Ivan Ooze's first goons, like the ooze dudes.
Ooze monsters.
The ooze monsters. Man, some of those things fucking die horribly.
One gets crushed, one gets squashed, one gets just thrown into a wall and just.
One gets Looney Tune like double striked, and it does, the whole eyes pop out and such. Yeah, and it's just. Also, this is totally during the time when so Power Rangers had almost like a satanic panic kind of thing going on, and there was also the violence thing. So the reason why the Rangers don't really have like swords or anything like that, or they don't really use weapons very much, that's why they tone down the violence to a very insane amount.
It's kind of the same thing with like the second Ninja Turtles movie.
Pretty much. Parents ruined everything. Nothing new.
We're okay with all this, but when someone wields a sword, oh no, we can't have that.
Y'all need to just read the Bible. Anyway, the Bible.
The Bible.
Says the Bible.
It was like, the Bible.
Says
the Bible.
Says the Bible.
Anyway.
So after that attack, Ivan Ooze goes to the command center and he just destroys it, and he nearly kills Zordon.
You got some good funny lines about what he do. He's like, I miss so much. The Black Plague, this, the Brady Bunch reunion.
Yeah, I know, it's great.
I kind of died. I'm like, all right, that's funny. It's a little dated, but that's pretty great.
That shit is so funny because it's just that is such a Power Rangers villain thing to do.
I mean, we talk about Saban, who like had like a villain in Digimon who says like, I'm the evil bad guy complete with running hot water.
Oh, did you link the stream, by the way, or?
I did not. I'm sorry. I forgot.
Oh, that's okay. It's fine. I'll just link it for later, or you can do it later. Anyway,
I can do it right now.
Good idea. So another thing about this movie is that, after the whole attack on the command center. Oh, what's up?
Oh, nothing. Just go on.
So after that attack on the command center, they lose their powers because apparently they're connected to Zordon, which I don't remember that in the show. They're actually connected to the power coins, but let's not go into canon shit. This movie plays really fast and hard with it. So they lose their powers and they decide that they need to get new ones. So they go to this place,
Off-world.
They go to outer space, which is insane. They just teleport to this planet, Phaedos. And while that's going on, Ivan Ooze
Ivan Ooze is basically, he goes, well, since I was buried here, guess what else was buried here? My Megazords. So I need manual labor, and so he basically comes up with like a way to trick parents or the construction workers around there to basically dressed up as something from Insane Clown Posse. And basically sell these kids ooze. It's his ooze.
You know what it looks like?
What?
It looks like the shit you find in a fucking edible store.
You know, it kind of reminds me of those. Do you remember the what's it called? Like
squishies.
It was like those. It was back in the day when those ooze stuff was like, slime and all that was. This was way back then. Slime was back then, but this was like. Nickelodeon had this shit. I know what you're
talking about. It's the stuff you open it up and you just like with your fingers and stuff. I remember that. My parents wouldn't let me have it because they were afraid I would eat it. Anyway.
Yeah.
So Ivan he's setting up his big plan. He creates some new henchmen called the Tengu, which are just birds.
He literally loogies them out.
Yeah. Distance.
He's just like, hold on.
This is a kids movie because there is definitely that kind of level of humor. Anyway, so he makes these goons, he sends them to outer space, And the Power Rangers get to Phaedos, and they meet the Guardian of the planet after a big fight where they get their asses kicked. They meet Dulcia. I think I understand why. So, and by the way, if you don't know, Dulcia is a very attractive woman in a I don't even know. Is that even what you would call a bikini? Because that's barely a bikini.
Hey, let me pull this up. Let me pull her up.
That shit looks like something from fucking Conan. Furiously typing.
Ah, yes, the bikini lady.
Yes. I just find that very funny that so she looks like something out of Xena Warrior Princess or Conan. Anyway, yeah, so they meet the
This
Guardian
thing.
of Huh?
Her. This is what she looks like.
Yeah.
This
She is quite attractive.
kind of like possibly awakenings from during that time with certain kids. Not me, but
I think I know which kids you're talking about. Anyway, boop, it's me. Anyway, so we're getting off topic. So they meet Dulcia. She takes them to a temple, pretty much, that holds this ninjeti power. They're ninja powers. And after two really cool sequences, by the way, of practical effects, but we're gonna get to the really bad part of this movie in a little bit. You know what I'm talking about, Bombert. Some of the effects don't hold up. Don't hold up to this day and age. You probably know what I'm talking about. He's eating a chicken wing. So he gets so after two really good sequences with practical effects, the part in the boneyard and then the part where they fight those stone warriors, they get their ninja powers. And do you I guess then they go back to Earth afterwards. They just teleport out.
Oh, by the way, we forgot to mention after Ivan Ooze finally gets his Megazords, his Zords.
That's right.
He basically says, "You know what? I don't need your fucks anymore. You guys can just just die."
Go in a glass jar and die.
Because apparently there's another subplot of the kids trying to stop their parents. Yeah, you forgot about that.
That's right. I did forget about that because that subplot doesn't really matter in the full run of things.
We're introduced to this kid,
Kenny.
Kenny.
Kenny. If you don't know what that is, it is a Gamera term or a tokusatsu term for an annoying little kid.
Fred, that's his name.
I'm still gonna call him a Kenny.
Okay. So basically, this kid with Bulk and Skull, the bullies, quote unquote,
the real heroes
of the show.
Damn right. They should have been Power Rangers.
Then they what else? Basically they had to stop the parents from literally walking off a cliff to where they sprayed them and got the ooze off of them because I guess Ivan Ooze kind of gacked on them.
It's mind control gack. It's everything that Alex Jones was afraid of.
Yeah.
They put so much mind control juice in the frickin' goo and turns the parents for gay. Crap.
So before that, when the Power Rangers each get their own Megazords, each of them represent like an animal, like the dinosaurs, and like Aisha gets the bear, the Yellow Ranger, Rocky the red gets
Okay.
a ape, a monkey. Billy
Make it
gets a
monkey.
wolf. Kimberly
Pretty
gets a
cool.
crane, and Adam gets a frog.
I know.
And he gives off the most Oscar-winning line, "And I'm a frog."
I'm a frog.
Truly, people wept when he said that.
It was beautiful.
And
then-
Tommy also get a falcon. He get the cool one.
He really does get all the cool Zords. I mean, he got in the show, he got the Dragon Zord, and then he got the Tiger Zord, and he just always gets the cool shit, you know?
Well, and also in the comics, Tommy also gets the cool shit too. Dude, he gets a fucking anyway.
The alternate bad guy.
Yeah.
Draken.
But anyway, back to the movie. So as soon as they come back, Ivan is like, all right. Ivan Ooze is like, all right, let's power it up. Put my juices in these guys.
He puts his cum in them.
His ooze.
It's his jism.
And then sorry, they're not Megazords. They're Ectomorphicons.
They're Zords.
They're Zords. There's his own versions. And so basically, it's just like they start terrorizing. The Power Rangers like start coming in and save the day. They had try to evacuate people while they're fighting the evil Zords. And then
I guess now.
Oh, go on. Sorry.
I guess we can now talk about the thing that this movie, the one thing that this movie, the part of it that does not age well, it ages like fucking milk. It's the CG. The CG on it.
Yeah, CG is not that great. The Zords, including the evil Zords themselves, they don't look that great. Oh boy.
The evil Zords look not good, but the ninja Zords look even worse. They don't look finished.
Yeah, even watching it on my 4K TV, I was like, you just pointed out, like, look at it.
Beast Wars had better CGI. But it's like the CGI is so bad. But yeah, the fight continues on.
Even the bad CGI, the fight's pretty good, but it's pretty. We gotta remember this is a kids movie, so it gets kind of like goofy.
The fight is just weird. The CGI just does not do it well.
It's a little distracting.
And then there's a part where one of the Zords gets blown up. One of the Ooze's Zords blew up. So then he says, "Fuck it, I'm joining in," and he just coming down that ramp in his it's that CG. Oh man! And then he just fucking merges with the last remaining one. He's like, Power Rangers, and it's like, oh god. He just starts doing the Skeletor after a while. But no, he then they take the fight to space. There's a Halley's kind of comet coming around.
I don't know where, apparently.
Fuck it. And then the Yellow Ranger has the best fucking part in the movie that made me laugh so hard. It made
everybody laugh. It was just basically like, all right, let's do this.
What are you doing? Psst. Desperate times call for desperate measures. And it's just like she presses a red button and it kicks him right in his dick.
It's just the crotch kick button, and he's like, ah!
The ball crunch. And
he's
it
like,
sends him flying.
He's like, ah! And he's like, oh shit! He gets hit with a comet and explodes.
He dies, and that's the end of the movie, pretty much.
Wow.
It ends with
no, it doesn't end there.
Oh yeah, there's the part with Kenny.
Oh no. We gotta remember, Zordon comes back to life.
Oh yeah, sorry. Oh shit, I almost forgot about that. Yeah, instead of making it where what's the word I want to say? There was actual consequences to this whole thing. You know, they lost something during this battle. They used the power of the white light, and they resurrect Zordon, and everything goes
At first,
back.
it was pretty emotional. It was like, oh
It was
man,
pretty sad.
it was
Like,
sad
they don't
because
really
he
live together.
actually for real died, and they're
Like
like
he was dead.
he's like, I'm sorry, he just dies, and he's like, oh fuck.
And if you watch the show before this and such, if you were a little kid, you probably get emotional a little bit because you know Zordon's been there from the start, so seeing him die is like a big thing. But then they're like, "Nah, fuck you, we bring him back."
Pretty dramatic way too, and not just resurrects him, fixes the entire command center.
I know I'm making shit out of it, but I do like the scene. It's just
I do too.
There's some things they could have done differently, but it's okay. So
Eh.
after that, then they have like a celebration. You know, they have this.
We're in trouble.
No, before that, there's the fucking the Van Halen song. Ooh. Love that fucking shit. That song is good, and that ending is amazing. So yeah, that's the movie, pretty much.
The good and the bad and the ugly of this fucking movie.
I guess we'll go with that, and then we'll give like a final score and maybe final thoughts. I guess we'll start off. Good for you. What would that be?
The good, pretty basic story and all that. It's pretty good, easy to follow sometimes. Sometimes I mean it's pretty straightforward. Like you know, powers are lost. We gotta go to this planet and all that. But then the subplot of like at least we get to the side of the villain and be like, all right, we gotta get this shit going on. Let's do this. And then, well, I guess we'll ignore the other subplot. But and as well as the cool fight scenes when it's actually the fight scenes and not like I just look back at the CGI.
So did you do your good and bad and the ugly?
Well, I thought we were starting at good, and then you give it your good or something.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, duh. Sorry about that. I burped and my brain decided to turn off for a second. I guess for good for me is pretty much this movie is an encapsulation of the 1990s. It would have been, I think it would have been even better. The things I like most about it are the music, the fights, obviously, even though they're a little goofy, and I just like the general feel of the movie. Like it feels very mystical, very like mythical at times, you know, which, you know, kudos for them. Also, I just like Delcia. I mean, I like seeing her every time she shows up on screen.
I know you know why.
Back that ass up, boy. Oh yeah, boy.
Ah yes, unleash my Megazord.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna jerk that. I'm gonna spice up that chicken. Yeah.
Say it again. Say it at the top of your lungs. Tyrannosaurus. Tyrannosaurus, baby.
No, so, all right, the bad. What is bad about this movie? A lot.
The kid's subplot is not really that needed. It definitely is not needed. Yeah, I mean, context, I guess it kind of makes sense. You know how these parents got to be, but like it's just like we're introduced to a character that's not even. He's basically a filler character. This movie's a filler movie, but it's good at some points.
Yeah. I guess that's the bad.
Pretty
Sure I know what your ugly is then.
I was about to say, sometimes I know it's for kids, but sometimes the humor gets a little. All right, guys, that's a little. It's
a little cheesy, dude.
Let's come on. But again, this it wasn't for us. Now, this is for kids back then.
I mean, when I was a kid, I loved this movie.
Oh yeah, I did too. I ran that VHS with like till it fucking dies. Same with the Digimon movie.
Seems Saban pretty much made my childhood, so there you go.
There you go. All right, you're bad.
All right, the bad. First off, kid saw plot totally unnecessary. His whole character is boring, and he literally annoys me. He is literally like a Gamera kid, or a kid from a Gamera movie. That's why I call him a Kenny. I think the plot is pretty solid, but I think they could have cut out everything that happened with the parents of Angel Grove, and the movie would not change at all. I think they could have had it where another bad thing that I really don't like is I don't like it that Lord Zed and Rita aren't really given much love. They're kind of,
Yeah,
put in a snow globe for
yeah.
most of the movie.
They get shelved literally.
They literally get shelved.
You know,
And
the
that's
main
just-
baddies of the series, they were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have a team up." No,
It's like, no, you gotta have the new thing, whatever, it's fine. Understandable, but I don't like it still. Also,
how dare they disrespect Lord Zed?
seriously,
God
Lord
damn.
Zed.
God damn.
Robert Axelrod, man.
Rest in peace.
Rip, man. We miss you, buddy. Anyway, that's really only the bad, but now we get to just the downright ugly.
Ugh.
I think we all know. I think it's both of our. I think I know what the ugly is for both of us, but you can go first.
It's we already said this before. It's the CGI.
CGI.
It gets a little like it's distracting, and then even it's just it's ugly as fuck. Even
It's
like
so bad.
even the time when it came out, we already had like
Terminator 2.
yeah, Terminator 2. We have like stuff that could have improved on it. When
2 words, Jurassic Park.
yeah, Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park came out like 15 days before.
Mm-hmm. So no excuse.
Actually, no. Screw that. Never mind. Hold on. Let me go back. Jurassic Park came 2 years and 15 days before.
Pretty much.
Sorry, I had to look at the date. I'm like, wait, this was made in 1993. No, never mind.
To be fair, this movie's budget was only $15 million. So
It made back 66 million. So yeah, I guess that was a success.
it was a big success. But yeah, no, the ugly for me is 100% the CG. The CG is so fucking terrible. It's not even
Ugh.
distracting for me. It's painful. I hate it. So my big issue is this movie was, Power Rangers is all about practical effects, right?
Of course.
Why did they not just go to Toei, the company that actually does Super Sentai, and all that, and just have them do practical effects? Those practical effects would look 10 times better than the shit that's in this movie.
Have you seen the Super Sentai movies or the fucking shit back in the day? The movies back in the day, they were great.
They were awesome. The shows are amazing. The show that the original Power Rangers was based on, Zoo Ranger, is one of the best Super Sentais ever, and it's dark. It is fucking dark.
I
kid's show.
gotta say, the closest that we got was like Time Force.
Time Force was just it was just almost a complete adaptation of Time Ranger.
It was like almost shot by shot, just by little changes, just a little bit changes.
Tiny changes, but that is pretty much a shot for shot remake of Time Ranger. Time Ranger's good. Go watch it. It's on Prime. If you have Shout TV,
Yes.
which you should get because it's only $5. I wish we had a sponsorship from them. Maybe someday.
Someday.
Oh, that'd be great. Final thoughts, I guess, with this. Final thoughts. Was not expecting to like this movie now since I'm 30 pretty much. But to be honest, I had a good time with this movie.
Yeah, it's still like I said, it's a time capsule. This movie is of the pinnacle of the '90s. Even like again with the good and the bad and the ugly of it, it's still nostalgic and all that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I know that sometimes nostalgia gets in the way and such, and just kind of. But no, it's just, this one just kind of it's again, this is a kids movie. Who cares? And by the time it was also like there to the popularization of a show, and yeah, it's a great memory to look upon. Even if you show it to your kids now, they'd be like, whoa, this is kind of goofy. Yeah, that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, that's the thing. Nostalgia, I know sometimes it can be like a really bad lens to look through and such, look critically, but honestly, I look at this movie and it's not bad. It's not offensive. I've seen movies where y- I've seen worse movies that I have honestly pretty much have said like I've sworn off and I pretty much told them to fuck off kind of. This movie's not one of them. I guess my final rating for it is 5 jars of ooze out of 5. Just kidding. It's gonna be a 4 out of 5 jar of Ivan Ooze's ooze.
Yeah, mine's kind of like 3.5 out of 3.5 jars of ooze. With the point .5 is with a figure inside it.
Ooh, you get the special figure.
But the CG killed it. I'm like, eh.
Pretty much. I looked at this movie as, objectively as I could. And even without the nostalgia with it. And honestly, there are worse kids movies out there. So this is definitely one to watch. Like if it's on a rainy day or something like that and you got nothing else to fucking do, just turn this fucker on. Okay, so
and now
we finished that. First...
Oh, go on.
Oh, sorry. So this is our first movie review of the podcast. If you guys liked it, we'll continue to do some more. We do have 2 other movies planned so far. Since we're doing Power Rangers, that means we gotta watch Turbo, the movie. I am so excited. So excited.
I could call the next the title of the next podcast review will be Day of the Dumpster.
Because this movie belongs in a dumpster, and so is the season that it's based off of. Because fuck Turbo, no one likes it. It's like that part in was it Jingle All the Way, where it's Booster getting beat up. No one likes you, Turbo. It just has people beating the shit out of. Instead of Booster, it's just Turbo.
You guys want to watch Mystic Knights of Trinaba?
No. Tiermanig? No, I'm good. I'm good.
Big Bad
what about Beetleborgs?
I was about to say.
Gives a shit about me.
VR Troopers?
No.
Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation?
God, no.
The Masked Rider?
How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you? You bring that piece of shit up. Fuck you. I've only watched the first 5 episodes of that show, by the way, and it's bad. It's really bad.
I didn't even see it.
It's stinky. It's not good. So our next podcast, when I think it'll either be next week or we'll let you guys know when we're gonna do it again. But next week or next time, we're going to be reviewing Turbo, the Power Rangers movie, and Bombert's probably gonna have to keep the suicide hotline on the dial, because I hate this movie so much. I just want to blow my brains out because I really don't want to watch this shit. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. Oh God. Well, anyway, is there anything you wanted to plug or say before we go?
That's about it.
All right. Well, we're gonna be leaving soon, but for you viewers, check out Bombert's other streams. They are. Do you want to tell your schedule quick before we head out?
No, that's about it. After this, I'm done for the week.
Oh, there you go. But next week, his schedule, or you got next week. So his schedule is posted on his profile, and you can check it out either on his Twitch profile, his Bombert hashtag Bombert on Twitter, and a bunch of other places.
Yeah.
I don't have an official Twitter yet for Big Iron, but when I do, I will let everyone know.
All right. See
All
you
right.
later. Bye.